I'm a Christian, and today I secretly went into an LGBTQ event. Do you believe in God?
No.
Hey, well, we're gonna have to ask you to go.
Why?
Because you're making people uncomfortable.
I went there to share the gospel, but not everyone was happy about that.
What kind of...
I got assaulted in front of camera, and then something incredible happened. Let's watch the video. All right, thank you so much for your time. Who am I here with?
Sky.
Sky, my guy. How old are you?
20. This is my market booth, my display for selling my stuff at markets.
Do you make these?
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
I'm a queer person and I have a lot of very niche identities. So my tea pride frogs are meant to bring a lot of those more niche identities to light and make people, all queer people, feel like they belong, because it can be really hard to find very specific niche queer merch. So I also get a lot of requests for specific flags, so I tend to try and incorporate those as well.
So I am kind of new. Can you please explain what you said queer?
Yeah, so queer is kind of an umbrella term that's somewhat synonymous with the 2S LGBTQIA community. So yeah, it can be an identity in and of itself. Some people just identify as queer without any other labels. And some people, like myself, I use it as just more of a broad umbrella term for the community, because saying 2S LGBTQIA plus a lot is really annoying. It's a lot of
Pretty long.
Yeah.
So basically you make every single sticker his own unique personality so that people can find their own personality and they can relate to it. Okay, identity, and to relate to that.
Personality is oh, you're funny, you're chatty. Identity is how you identify. I identify as a trans man. That's not my personality, that's who I am.
Would you please explain a little bit more about personality and identity?
Well, personality is how someone acts. So personality has nothing really to do with identity.
Okay, I see. So personality is how someone acts. Identity is who someone is.
Yeah.
Now, who are you?
In what regard?
Identity, who are you?
I'm an artist.
That's a perfect way, man. That's amazing. Would you say my name is who I am?
It can be a part of your identity, and it's especially important for trans people who change their name. That name definitely becomes a big part of their identity, because it means that the people who refer to them as that name see them for who they truly are. Whereas if you use the name that they used before, a dead name, then you're kind of refusing to see how that person has become.
I have had the opportunity to speak with you and to get to know you better for the past couple of minutes. Yeah. I can tell you are an artist and you do want to help people to actually be more comfortable with who they are.
Yeah. I also like to educate people on different things, especially queer topics. I know a lot about the community, and that is somewhat abnormal even within the community to know as much as I do. So I like to spread the word and help educate other people like yourself about the community who might not know as much.
Perfect. Would you say that a lot of the motivation that you're doing this right now is because you had that struggle or that part of your life where you had to struggle with that yourself?
Yeah, most of my art is stuff that all of my art really is stuff that has brought me joy. My only wish is that it brings other people joy as well. And if they, feel belonging, being able to see their pride flag for the first time on merch, that's amazing. And I've educated people on what the different pride flags mean and why they're important, that they exist. And a lot of my stuff is frogs, so I also like educating people on frogs.
Frogs? I can see that, man. That's amazing. So basically you mentioned you do want to help people to be more joyful and happy.
Yeah. I want people to just feel like they belong in the queer community, especially with all of the trans hate going on in the world right now. The whole LGB without the T. It's really important to me to...
What's going on with... I have no idea what that is. LGBT without the T?
So that's lesbian, gay, bisexual without trans people. So that's queer, gay people who are transphobic and don't think trans people belong in the queer community.
I've never known about that, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of hate against trans people from all kinds of people, especially politicians in a lot of the world right now. The United States is really bad right now. India is really bad right now. And it hurts to see that all these trans people are just trying to live their lives and then they keep getting stonewalled and blocked.
I see.
The Olympics just banned trans women from competing. Okay. So that was...
I'm not too aware of those. Do you identify as a queer person?
Yes.
And when did you figure out that you are a queer person?
In high school, about 5 years ago.
What happened? Alright, before we continue, I just wanted to let you know, with you watching this video, you are supporting me so much. But if you ever feel as if you want to support me even more, you can click on the link that's in the description, and then over there you can financially support me. Let's continue the video.
I think I just got exposed to the community for the first time. Like, I made friends in high school who identified as non-binary and bisexual and stuff like that. And before, I just didn't really know that those things and labels existed. So kind of once I learned what they meant and that they did exist, I'm like, oh, I relate to this a lot.
So you weren't aware that there was a community that had the same struggles as you did. And then when you did expose to that, then you felt belong.
Yeah, like, I just want to support people.
That's good, man. That is actually amazing of you to do. Bring people joy and happiness. Can you please explain some of those struggles?
Well, gender dysphoria was a big one. So
What's that?
That's when your physical body doesn't match what you feel like inside. So like mentally I felt like I'm not a girl, but my body was a girl's body. And so there was a lot of like self-hatred and uncomfortableness that I felt being trapped in my skin, in a skin that didn't fit. It just didn't feel right.
So you were born biologically a woman, and then you had this feeling that, okay, I don't feel like I belong to my body. I feel as if I am a man, I am a boy. From there, you found people that had the same struggles, and you figured that it is normal to have these things.
Yeah.
Okay. This question is a deep question, okay? Do you think people have an identity beside what they give themselves?
That's tough because a lot of people identify as different things. Like, my main identities are my transness and my queerness, but a lot of people find that in their jobs, in their hobbies, in their relationships to others. So it really depends on the person.
I had times in my life where I identified as a loser, as someone who didn't actually deserve anything else. And I've had suicidal thoughts. Totally felt like I was a loser. I didn't belong anywhere. Does that mean that I'm actually a loser? Or would you say I have an identity beside who I think I am?
Yeah, because your identity is also built up of what other people think of you. So your identity is parts of, who your parents think you are and how, they see you and how your friends see you. And your identity is so multifaceted and can change depending on who you're around. My identity around my family that doesn't support me is very different from, my very supportive friend group. So that's kind of where personality ties into identity. Whether or not you feel safe and accepted and loved can change how others perceive you and how you perceive yourself in different situations.
I have had friends that were kids of divorce. They themselves had a totally wrong idea of who they were. Once again, a loser, someone who doesn't deserve anything. They thought that they were that person. And even their parents made them feel as if they were the problem of so many issues and problems within their adult life. In their cases, they themselves thought that they were worthless, and their parents, basically people that were surrounding them, also thought that they were worthless. Another example, history is pretty dark. Yeah, and if you were a woman back then, you had less worth when it comes to society standard. But I would argue that just because society gives people less value, that doesn't mean that they're worth less. So
yeah, I think everyone has inherent worth. And as someone who's struggled with mental health and suicidal thoughts, I understand it's very hard to see that in yourself. But that's why it's so important to find people who see that in you so you can start believing it yourself. Because everyone does have inherent worth.
sorry, man.
You have worth as a person depending on who you are as a person. I have worth as an artist and a small business owner. Not everyone has that specific type of worth, but they have their own worth based on the things they do and enjoy.
You have an identity. So I would argue that you, my guy, you have an identity beside who you think you are. The only way that you can have worth beside from telling yourself that you have worth and other people telling you that you have worth is by there being a God who would be giving you that worth. Does that kind of make sense?
No.
Okay, so basically what I mean is that your identity is not subjective. Your identity is objective, which means if I think that I'm a loser, that doesn't make it true. Subjectively, I would think that I'm a loser, but objectively, I am not actually a loser. I do have worth beside what I think.
I don't see what God has to do with any of that.
Okay, so the only way that there can be a law above the law, or there can be a view above your view and your friend's view about you, is by there being a supernatural, some mind above the human mind to give you that worth and value.
I don't think anyone has to give you worth or value. I think you're just born with it. Whether you choose to believe that or not is up to you.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Why not?
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if there was a God, like, why would he let all of these horrible things happen in the world? Like, it doesn't make sense. And I think certain religious people have a lot to do with that because of their hate towards the queer and trans community. It's definitely made it a lot harder to believe in that this God is good when all of those people are so hateful.
Would you say that those people were Christians?
I don't think it's specific to any one religion.
I'm very sorry if you have had experiences with religious people that made you feel as if you are worth less. What do you think about Jesus?
Kind of the same thing as God. I don't really believe in any of that. Science has kind of proven that the universe is the way the universe is, so
How is the universe?
there's not a lot of invisible forces at work doing things like granting miracles and answering prayers.
First of all, I appreciate you for your time. Thank you so much for standing here, just having this long conversation with me. Thank you so much for that. I personally believe God exists because of certain evidence. I believe God has left us so much evidence that it's even illogical for us to say that God doesn't exist. One piece of evidence is that 10 out of 10 times, I can see life comes from life. Human life comes from human life. Animal life comes from animal life. Plant life comes from plant life. We've never seen life coming
from dead life, though. If you look at mushrooms and fungus, they feed off of dead things. Bugs will feed off of dead things. Birds, like...
That is the way that they get their energy, but still, life came from life. Do you think at some point something that didn't have life gave life to life?
Not necessarily, when you put it like that, but to sustain life, death is required.
Okay. There needs to be another life to give you life.
Sure.
This universe had a beginning. Do you believe in the Big Bang?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then Big Bang had a lot of energy. Now, scientifically, we know energy always transforms. We've never seen energy start, and we've never seen energy end. The Big Bang had a lot of energy. Where did that energy come from?
Other places in space.
So do you believe that the Big Bang was the starting point of this universe?
Of this universe, yes.
Okay. So do you believe there's other universes?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give me any evidence of that?
A lot of telescopes have seen them and taken pictures.
But that's still the universe.
But not necessarily ours.
Have we ever seen any universe that is not ours?
I'm pretty sure.
No, so even when you say telescopes...
I meant galaxies, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
But even the galaxy, the Big Bang, was the start of the galaxies.
I think the Big Bang was the start of our galaxy, the Milky Way.
Pretty sure it was way bigger than that.
It's been a long time since
It's totally fine, man. It's totally fine. I mean, I don't think you have an evidence-based problem with God. I think you have an emotional problem with God. And I'm sorry if religious people had a lot to do with it. You have innate value and you have an innate identity. That identity doesn't come from you. That identity actually comes from God. Would you agree with that?
No.
Can you tell me how we can have an objective truth without having God?
I mean, when scientists study things and something happens repeatedly, that's typically seen as the truth.
So science cannot answer any moral question. What science can tell you is if you put poison in grandma's tea, grandma will die. What science cannot tell you is, should you put poison in grandma's tea? That one is a philosophical question. That one is a moral question. We're talking about identity, which means it has a lot to do with morals and not actually matter and energy.
I don't think identity has that much to do with morals.
Okay. Do you think there are morals?
I think morals are subjective.
Okay. So your identity has nothing to do with biochemical reaction. You said your identity is who you are and not your personality. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I would say you are more than just matter and energy. Would you agree with that?
Not particularly.
Okay. I would argue you are not just your body, you are more than that. Obviously you have an intellect, obviously you have a physical body, but you're not just matter and energy. You are way more than that.
Are you referring to like a soul?
A spirit, yeah, a soul. Do you believe there's any supernatural?
No, I think everything has an explanation.
Okay. I mean, supernatural can have an explanation if there's a God, but do you believe there's a supernatural?
No.
Okay. So you're an atheist?
Yeah.
Okay. So you as an atheist, do you believe in miracles?
No.
Okay. Do you believe life came from non-life?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Do you believe energy at some point started?
Hi.
Hello. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's up?
Not much. What you up to?
Huh?
What you up to?
Having a very amazing conversation with him.
Okay, well, we're going to have to ask you to go
Why?
because you're making people uncomfortable, unfortunately. So
How exactly am I doing that?
I've just been asked to ask you to leave.
Who exactly told you to do
Were you
that?
at one of our other markets?
What?
Were you at one of our other markets?
No, that is my first time.
I will go.
I mean, I already asked them before I even recorded.
But thanks.
What's up? What can I do?
If he's asking permission, we can.
No,
I already
they're
did.
not giving their permission.
They literally gave.
You're making them uncomfortable now, so I'm going to have to ask you to stop.
Let me ask them though.
Okay. That's
Sorry, what?
They said you filmed them.
No,
without telling them.
no, I was only recording him, and I did ask him, is it okay if I record your booth? And then I asked him, is it okay if we have an interview? And he said yes.
But you didn't specify what
it was
kind of.
I forgive you, though. God bless you. I love you, man. I love you so much. God bless you. I forgive you for that.
Me too.
But I did ask you if you want to be on an interview,
But
and you
know
said
what?
yes.
You've said no now, and thank you. Thank you.
But I have the permission.
I know.
We've taken our permission anymore, okay? You don't have it
Okay,
anymore.
well, that's totally fine. It has been amazing talking with you, man. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. But am I allowed to record more
If
videos?
they give
Who are-
you the permission.
I'm the
Only-
organizer of the market, so no
But
vendors.
still,
if she's the
the
organizer-
security is here.
no further vendors.
But
will
if
speak
she's
to you.
the organizer.
But I did ask you if it is a
I mean,
public
he's
place.
free to me. If she is the organizer and if she doesn't allow you to talk to the vendors, then no vendors.
Okay.
Because it's her, she's in charge, so
Okay.
that's why.
But what about the people that are not actually working here, just passing by?
If you are asking
Then
the
from
permission,
where the TD bank goes towards that way, absolutely.
if they're
Is
okay with
it
this,
is this place a public place? So can I ask them here?
yes,
Okay.
it is. But if not the vendors, if she's not
Okay,
allowed,
sure. That's totally
Okay,
fine.
yeah,
then.
that's it.
That's okay.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
That's right.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand now. I'm gonna find more people to talk
Sure.
with. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, we just had a very awesome conversation with the security. Some people didn't like us having a conversation about God, but it's totally fine. Nothing is gonna stop us. Okay, so what happened there was that the organizer of that event, by the way, it was a beautiful event. You guys did amazing. You guys are actually artists, but use that art to serve God. That's gonna be the most fulfilling life. But what happened there was the organizer of that event was not okay about us talking about God. And after that, I was not allowed to have conversations with people that were working, but I did have some amazing conversations with people that were passing by, especially the security. God bless them both. They were amazing. So I want to use this time to pray for everybody that was there, all the way from the security to the lady that stopped us from having a conversation. We want to pray for Sky and even the person who assaulted me in this video.
Kind of.
At the end of the day, we are Christians. We are called to love our enemies and to pray for them. Jesus said, if somebody slaps you in the right cheek, turn to them the other also. And I hope I did that today. But yeah, very quickly, we're just gonna pray for them. Dear Lord, thank you so much for today. Thank you so much that you send me to have conversations with them. Dear Lord, I wanna pray for every single person that was here today. I wanna pray that you would show them your unconditional love. You would show them your fulfilling love. so that they would not choose sin and wrongdoing over you. Dear Lord, I want to pray for their lifestyle. I want to pray that you would help them to change their homosexual lifestyle. At the end of the day, when they're alone in their room, they're going to feel empty, miserable because they do not have you. You created us to worship you and to love you and be in a good relationship with you. Dear Lord, I was there in their position. I was alone in my room and you found me. So I want to pray that you would do the same thing even better for them. Dear Lord, if they are willing, would you reveal yourself to them through dreams, through visions, even through amazing people that you send their way to show them your love and your truth. Dear Lord, I want to pray for the person who hit me. I want to pray that you would give that person a peaceful heart, a heart that is loving. I want to pray that every single one of them would one day rest in your love, not in their own selfish desires. Your love is so amazing that it's nothing compared to the love that they think they give themselves. So I pray over them, Lord. I pray that you would give them peace, joy, and happiness that is truly from you. Amen. Lord, bless them. In Jesus' name. Thank you so much for supporting me by watching this whole video. Now, if you want to financially support me as well, there's a link in my description. If you click on it, you can choose the amount that you like to support, and then over there, you can write me any message that you like. So thank you so much. God bless.